Coming up, cutting-edge technology developed right here in Texas that is changing the way law enforcement agencies respond. Cutting-edge technology developed in Texas is now linking law enforcement agencies and improving communication in real time.
That's right, and here with us this Saturday morning, we have Ron Woessner, the CEO of COPsync 911. Thank you so much for joining us, Ron. We appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about COPsync 911 and how it works.
COPsync 911 is a system that connects people under threat, and like in a school, for example, directly to the local patrol officers in their patrol cars or foot patrol and the dispatch center. And the goal here is to save minutes in those circumstances when seconds count.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is something that is already in several states, right?
That's correct. It's being used in 10 states across the U.S. right now.
Okay. Tell me about a little bit about how it's changing law enforcement's response to emergencies. I know you touched a little bit about that.
So, for example, let's look at the Orlando situation. In these circumstances, seconds count. Response time is critical, and so with the COPsync 911 system, people under threat can send the alert directly to the patrol officers in their car and to the local dispatch center. We also provide the responding officers a map so they know how to get there and a facility diagram. And finally, the people there on scene are in the communications portal, a chat room with the responding officers. They can provide up to the second situational information.
Okay. And why do we mention the presence, the Texas presence? Why is it important?
The Texas presence is important because 2/3 of the U.S.-Mexico border is here in the great state of Texas, and so the sister product to the COPsync 911 system is the COPsync network, which connects law enforcement officers and agencies so they can communicate as if they were one agency. And so all the human trafficking, the drug, the money smuggling, etc., comes through Texas, and these people go across the U.S. And then with this information sharing communication system, other agencies across the U.S. now have access to this information that has been created and put in the system by officers here in Texas.
And talking specifically about San Antonio, I know that you guys have approached now the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department, right?
That's correct. We're talking with both the Bexar County Sheriff's Office and the San Antonio Police Department about bringing COPsync here to help protect the citizens of the great city of San Antonio and Bexar County.
Now, as far as technology is concerned, what's next? What's the next phase in technology?
The next phase in technology is to combine the COPsync 911 system with additional technologies that will enhance the systems and make them more robust to bring greater safety and security to the citizens here in the U.S.
And now we talked about it being developed in Texas, and we're talking very close to us, right?
That's correct, yes. It was developed by 2 constables in Comal County. A friend of theirs, a highway patrol officer, Randy Vetter, was killed in August of 2000 by a man who was a known threat to law enforcement, and that information was not known to the trooper, and he made the traffic stop and was killed because he didn't know this individual was a threat. And the reason is because law enforcement agencies do not share this type of information except for those using the COPsync system.
Okay. And talk a little bit about, you know, this was made by officers for officers, but for the people who are watching at home, why is it important for our investigators and our agencies to have this kind of technology?
It's important because law enforcement agencies today are using pen and paper and other 1800s technology to communicate, and what we need to do is arm them with 21st century technologies to help them stop terrorists and help keep us safe.
And I appreciate, you know, connecting the agencies, especially in this day and age when so many people are traveling all the time.
That's correct.
We hear a lot about the suspects who maybe did something in another state, we didn't know about it in Texas, but this seems to address at least part of that.
This system exactly is designed to address that. And furthermore, think of it this way, every 70 seconds a child is reported missing here in the United States, and COPsync has been used to save some of those children. We had a kidnapping in Gonzales County a couple years ago, and the dispatcher was able to use the COPsync system to alert the neighboring agencies of the kidnapping, and they were able to find the child just like that.
So do you think over the years with some growth this could actually reduce the number of those specific kinds of crimes?
No question about it, yes.
Okay.
And the objective here is to connect all the law enforcement officers in America, all 1 million of them, on this common information sharing communication platform.
All right, well, thank you so much. Very exciting technology, especially when safety is top of mind right now. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me.